influence. You know, I'm 45 years old. I am very careful what I put in my ears, into my brain. Um, the youth is being led down a dark, dark, dark path. They don't know it because they're caught up in the hype. Uh, I mean, a lot of rappers don't really be talking about nothing. You know, all you need is a good beat and a good hook, and people will be convinced that you're the greatest or the dopest. But if you actually um, sit down and really listen to music and analyze it, you'll know that a lot of it is very, very, very dark and just not good for you, man. But a lot of people are just so young, their brain don't even seem like it's fully developed, so they don't even realize what they're consuming. You know, as they get older, if they get older, because a lot of this, there's a lot of violence that happens in the world, man. And you get, again, I always like to mention this. I grew up in the hood, South Central Los Angeles. You know, I grew up on NWA and all that type of music. But the influence that these artists have is like huge, man. And these kids, I feel like the youth is so lost, so lost. But we're back on the Truth Is channel. Got this video here that says Youngboy revealed something dark during his performance. Man, and this is a dude who I know he went to jail for something, and I think he got pardoned, right? We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Just a few days back, NBA Youngboy kicked off his Master Tour, and it's been nothing but a big success. Thousands are packing into venues to watch Youngboy perform for the first time in a very long time. Many fans have been on social media posting videos of the performances, giving us an inside look, showing Youngboy's elaborate stage setup and production. While most fans seem to love the performance, they fail to pick up on the symbolism being used during the performance. The fans are praising his show because they have no idea.
Wait, he's in a casket and they're walking around with tombstones? Yeah. See, I don't know the context of it. I don't know what the song is, but I mean, just from the outside looking in, it looked like they're praising death. Idolizing, man.
While most fans seem to love the performance, they fail to pick up on the symbolism being used during the performance. The fans are praising his show because they have no idea what they're giving praise to, and what Youngboy is actually trying to tell them with all this dark imagery. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about NBA Youngboy's new tour. Let's get right into it. Over the years, NBA Youngboy managed to become one of the top rappers in the music industry. For several consecutive years, he was declared the most streamed artist on all of YouTube. This was credited to his cult-like audience that has watched Youngboy go from rag to riches, from a teenager to a man. Although Youngboy was one of the top artists in the industry, for the last few years, his music has taken a back seat to his legal troubles. Even though he had an ultra-successful career, he couldn't keep himself out of trouble. The more money and fame he amassed, the more trouble he got himself into with the law. While this hindered his presence in the industry, it didn't.
But it's like, why? That's what I want all the young kids to know, man, is the why. I grew up in the hood around violence, gangs, drugs, all that stuff. I still make the choice to go down the right path. You always have a choice. My question is, if you're rapping about the struggle and how hard it is living and all this stuff, and then you make it, you get all this money, why are you still struggling to go down the right path? It's because that dark path is glorified, man. It's glorified. If you don't agree with it, you're part of the problem. Plain and simple. You should not be idolizing these people.
Stop his cult fan base from getting bigger and bigger each year. Unfortunately for Youngboy though, his legal troubles kept him from being able to perform for his fans for over 2 years. His last known performance was all the way back in 2023 when he performed at Rolling Loud. Because of his serious legal troubles he was facing, he was—
Look at that. But he rich, can buy anything he want at any given time. But this is still happening. That's why people can't come at me and be like, oh man, you just don't know. No, I do know. I do know. Trust and believe. I do know.
Able to leave his home as he was on house arrest. That was until the President of the United States, Donald Trump, decided to pardon Youngboy of his serious criminal charges. On May 29th, Youngboy received a pardon by Trump and his administration. Youngboy thanked Trump for his pardon with this statement: "I want to thank President Trump for granting me a pardon and giving me the opportunity to keep building, as a man, as a father, and as an artist." Not long after this, Youngboy announced his Massa tour. This was going to be his first time performing in over 2 years. The fans were excited to say the least, as finally, they were going to get a chance to see their favorite artist live. Youngboy kicked off his tour on September 2nd in Dallas. The show was a massive success, selling out almost immediately. Fans were ready to see their favorite gangster rapper perform again in over 2 years. And what a performance it was. The performance started with Youngboy in a casket that was slowly descending from the ceiling as he began rapping, with the stage being set up to resemble a sinister-looking cemetery with a green tint. There he was, floating, looking down at his thousands of fans cheering him on. The performance had elaborate set pieces and hyped-up songs that led to a high-energy reunion with the fans. People quickly began—
like, look at how young, man. Look at how young these kids are.
Posting videos on social media, showing how much they were enjoying themselves, listening to the music, singing along, and showing off the stage. While everyone seemed to be having a blast, they all clearly failed to realize the overall dark look of it all, as Youngboy's set design appeared like a graveyard, with tombstones all behind him. Add this with the image of him climbing out of the casket, it all gave an overall dark feeling. The entire show had this mysterious dark imagery that at some points even resembled hell. While the stage was set up like a cemetery, you can see a statue of an angel behind them. The angel was meant to represent a fallen angel. At one point, you see Youngboy performing on stage while everything behind him begins to burn down. It wasn't hard to see that the energy was dark with this performance. Most people were seeing all of this imagery, completely unaware of what Youngboy was trying to tell them. Believe it or not, this isn't just random imagery. There is actually a seriously sinister message behind this performance. This entire performance was an occult death and rebirth ritual, and I will break it down. Recently, I did a video on Young Thug's upcoming album and the significance behind the imagery he's using there, with both of these artists using similar imagery to represent the same ritual. See, both Youngboy and Young Thug are Freemasons. I have shown evidence of this multiple times, showing the music video in which NBA Youngboy showed off his Masonic chain when he was just 16.
I remember that.
Both Youngboy and Young Thug participated in the same occult death and rebirth ritual. When Youngboy was arrested, that was a part of this ritual, just like Young Thug. That part of the ritual represented the death. In the occult, prison is often seen as the dark.
And again, his influence is very, very strong. Most of his fans, his followers, are too young to really grasp what they're seeing, and that's the best time to grab them, because as they'll get older, their brain is already going to be ruined, their mind already controlled, and they're going to end up going down that dark path. You'll see it. You'll see it. It's the proof is in the pudding, right in front of our face, man. It's sad. It really is. It really is, man. Damn.
Isolation that leads to finding enlightenment. This is how it's described. In the occult, prison represents the darkness, or the limited consciousness from which the soul seeks to escape through the process of spiritual death and rebirth, a process that is done ritualistically. It is a powerful metaphor for spiritual entrapment and the necessary self-destruction of the ego to achieve true liberation or enlightenment. The prison represents the darkness period that is connected to death. Death in the occult is celebrated because they believe darkness births the light. This massive performance is the final process of this death and rebirth ritual NBA Youngboy is in the middle of, when Youngboy is reborn as an enlightened soul. They don't even hide this either. If you search what the significance of Youngboy's casket imagery in his performances, they straight up tell you it was meant to represent a death and rebirth. This imagery is heavily utilized in Masonry, as they have plenty of casket symbols that represents this process of the death and rebirth ritual. The performance itself represents this moment of rebirth, as Youngboy is seen rising out of a casket, which indicates a resurrection. His audience is watching him go through this ritual and are participating in it without their knowledge. They don't even realize their energy is being used to fuel this ritual. The reason that these types of rituals are done in large groups are to accumulate energy. If a crowd of people are there singing along and dancing, they're releasing their energy all while Youngboy is absorbing it. This is why stages are set up the way they are. The artist is placed overlooking everyone while they absorb all of the energy the audience releases. There is something truly dark about the music industry. It is one of the most effective weapons of the devil today. This is how Satan has people worshiping him through these celebrities. The music industry is demonic and dark. This is not something that artists in the industry even try to deny anymore. Youngboy himself admits this not once but twice. In his most recent interview he did right after he got out of prison, he admitted out of his own mouth that the music industry is demonic, even admitting that he himself is demonic.
But did he request that from you, or you came up with it on your own?
Which ones?
Like the
Religious?
Yeah.
As I see it, I just grab it. Man, it's very demanding. This whole industry, this whole system, shit demanding. It's very, all this shit ran off of money. All this shit do not mean nothing, and it's very demanding. This whole music industry is very demanding. As I saw the crosses in the Jesus piece, I just grabbed it. It really don't mean nothing. And as I say, this shit demanding. I'm very demanding. Man, there's a lot of devils that's coming in and out my door. So I'm a child of God. You see my Jesus piece, you see my crosses. So as I tell you, shit very demonic and scary around here, I'm talking shit that's coming in and out my doors, what I'm trying to protect myself from. So as I see the Jesus piece or the crosses, I just grab it.
Did you grow up in church?
Yeah, I sung in the choir. After I sung in the choir, I begged my grandmother for ask the pastor, can I become an usher? They let me become the usher. So as the people walk in the church, I get to have
So you're a choir boy and an usher.
Yeah.
Did you sing solos?
I sing with the choir.
You sing with the choir. Where's one of the first songs you sang with the choir? Like, what's your favorite one that you still remember?
Yes, Jesus loves me.
And the Bible tells me so.
Listen, sometimes you need that to get you through the day. You gotta remember it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
Would you do a gospel album?
You never know. You're a beautiful woman. It was nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I gotta go inside.
All right, this was good. Good stuff. Thank you. You too.
As you can see, Youngboy had no issues admitting that this industry he's deeply a part of is fully demonic. The way he said it, you can tell he means it too. This is pretty much similar to what he had said the previous year in another interview.
You said that music, like in terms of getting paid, it's like the biggest thing. Only your name, because that land is a demonic industry that I chose to be a part of. So it's like I accept that I don't really, but don't be a dominant at the same time. You gotta understand, they use me as entertainment. And it becomes self-destruction too, because I ain't entertainment. You know, you can't be.
So he said he chose to be a part of it, but to be not to be a dummy about it. Parents out there, are you guys buying your kids tickets to go to Youngboy? Are you going to the Youngboy concert with them? I can't wait to see some of these comments.
Why? This shit is to be continued. Is in terms of like every time it's
Youngboy isn't hiding that the music industry is demonic, that it's an evil place controlled by the fallen deity they praise all the time. Now, Youngboy isn't the only one doing this either. Just about every big artist has been seen using this dark demonic imagery in their performances, turning their performances into straight up satanic rituals. The Weeknd is another artist who uses his performances as satanic rituals, full of the same dark imagery with flames everywhere and occult symbols. I did a really good video on The Weeknd a few months back showing his use of occult imagery in his recent set of music videos. If you want to see that video, you can find the link to it in the description. The Weeknd's performance was pretty much the same thing we saw from this year's VMA performances, where Lady Gaga held her satanic ritual during the performance. Lady Gaga came out looking like a demon with souls trapped in her dress. I also made a full video breaking down the significance of the imagery in her recent videos, and it's the same thing as The Weeknd. You can also find the link to that video in the description. It wasn't just Lady Gaga using this imagery in the VMAs. The entire award show had this dark demonic imagery throughout it. This is every year too, and it only seems to be getting darker and darker. If you're wondering why they use this satanic imagery, it's because of what it represents. In the occult, the devil isn't seen as evil. They see him as a hero, the being who self-sacrificed himself in order to free humanity from God's cruel control. They see Lucifer as knowledge and free will. They believe that if Lucifer wouldn't have sacrificed himself to give humanity the fruit from the tree of good and evil, humanity would still be enslaved in the Garden of Eden, not knowing they were gods. This is why they celebrate Lucifer, because he represents self-worship and enlightenment. This is why Hollywood is always praising Lucifer. They paint sin as exciting and liberating, while they paint Jesus and his followers as boring and ignorant. Don't ignore what NBA Youngboy said out of his own mouth. He told fans openly that his music is demonic. Pay attention to Youngboy's life. He's a man who has everything he could possibly want, but yet he still looks empty and depressed. That is because while he has everything, he lost the most important thing, his soul. All that occult enlightenment he believes he has acquired hasn't helped his soul become whole. That is something only Jesus can do. But they reject him and choose self-worship instead, leading to an empty, meaningless existence that no money or fame can ever fill. Whether you believe it or not, we are in a spiritual war. Everything happening in our world right now is a part of that battle. There are only two sides to this battle, the side of God or the side of his rival. Do you know for a fact that you're on the right side? Because I know for a fact Youngboy isn't. Yet he has thousands of souls praising his evil and giving him his energy, and worst of all, being influenced by him. Youngboy has made the wrong choice. Don't let him manipulate you to make the same mistake. We have to remember that every day we wake up, our souls are at stake, and we must also remember to help those who can't see the truth find the truth. Well, that's it for this video. I want to thank you all.
I think for some people, it may be too late. Just seeing that young kid rapping along or going along with the lyrics on top of that chair, man, it's very sad. It's very sad. Kind of just make me not even want to go to another concert, man. I try to pick and choose and be careful again with what I listen to. Like I said, when you grow up and the thing is too, it's probably a lot of people that love his music that probably ain't even going through nothing. Probably got both parents in the home and you know, but just letting this music corrupt them. Someone said, didn't he pay attention when XXX, Mac Miller, and I can't think of the other two that made a video in a coffin and they died shortly afterwards? Man. Someone said, he telling y'all if y'all keep worshiping him, y'all going to hell. Someone said, but why did Trump pardon Youngboy? Can't believe people are so blind. I heard his following is extremely strong, but I also think that they're extremely young. and just lost, man. You hope that they wake up. People got like big futures ahead of them and they don't even know it because their mind is being so corrupt. It's sad, man. And I'm saying this because I lived it. I seen it with my own eyes, being young, and just you look around and listen and you just hear all the gangster music. You see all the violence, the drugs, you just see it all right in your face. And you literally have to make a decision. Do I want to indulge in this lifestyle or do I want to live? I have so many friends who had so much talent that aren't here anymore because they chose that lifestyle. I don't know, man. Parents, check on your kids. All right, peace out.